Good afternoon and welcome to Newsfeed on TV47. You're watching it with me, Ruth Mulandi. Now, Deputy President William Ruto is today expected to grace two events in different parts of Mombasa. The DP is on a 5-day tour of the coast region where he is commissioning CDF projects. Our reporter Fatuma Ngwena is in Mombasa for us and now joins me with the latest.
We are at Jomvuku Ward in Changamwe Sub-County in Mombasa County, where today being the third and last day of DP Ruto's visit at the coast. He earlier on visited Kinango Sub-County in Kwale County, where he issued Kinango Secondary School in Davaya with a school bus, and he's expected, and I can see he's already arriving at Jomvuku Ward, where he's going to carry out youth empowerment program. He'll be supporting the border-borders of this area with funds. And as we can see, my camera person, if we can take some shots, the DP Ruto and his convoy is almost here. This is part of his 3-day visit at the coast, where he has been visiting Kwale, Kilifi and Mombasa County. And he has been majorly involving himself with development programs, CDF programs, etc. And he'll later on go to Nyali Sub-County, where he'll be hosted by Nyali MP Muhammad Ali, and he'll be doing the official opening of Kwabulo Primary and Secondary Schools of that place. As we can see, any moment from now, the DP Ruto will be here. And from yesterday's event at Kisauni and Jomvu, the DP Ruto has majorly talked of the manifestos of Hustlers Nation, where he says that Hustlers Nation seems to get bigger day by day, and it gets support from all parts of the country. We earlier on had a conversation with the area MCA, who is called Abdallah Shebe, and he briefed us about the event, where he'll be handling over border borders to the youth of this area, and some funds for small businesses to women of Jomvuku Ward. As we can have a look, it's the convoy coming in of Deputy President William Ruto to Jomvuku Ward in Changamwe Sub-County. Hello.
Now, do be sure to catch a detailed report on that story in our subsequent bulletins. Now, moving on, the Uasin Gishu Security Committee team is partnering with Transparency International in monitoring Huruma Ward campaigns before the by-election slated for 4th March this year. Candidates are conducting door-to-door campaigns instead of public rallies for security reasons in the densely populated ward with over 30,000 registered voters. Transparency International, together with the national government, have been organizing a public debates for the 13 candidates cleared by IEBC for them to interact with the voters directly, to sell their agenda and give the voters a chance to ask them questions. The organizers believe the forums are creating an opportunity for the voters to understand the candidates more and help them make informed choices when they go to the ballot. Here's that story.
We called all of them A number of them gave us apologies, even up to today in the morning. They say they had other engagements. Remember, there is also public participation forum within this ward today, and maybe some of them were supposed to go there to give their views on the ward public participation forums. And we are happy that those of them who met to this forum are keen to answer to the questions that Wananchi are asking them, especially the Huruma people here.
As the chairman of security, we take keen interest and we are monitoring the activities of the aspirants on day-to-day basis. So far what we are seeing is a door-to-door campaign which has been happening across the ward, all the aspirants, and that is something we equally agreed, because we told them that it is very hard to have very active campaigns in this particular area, looking at the number of candidates, which almost there are 13, and the small area in terms of residents, because they are all same people. They come from the same area, and we felt like a very active campaign, especially those campaign rallies, would bring some sort of competition, which will bring some animosity of some sort. So they all agree that they will go through that idea of door-to-door campaign until maybe the last 15 days of the campaign period.
Close to 5,000 people in Kibos, Kisumu County, spent the night in the cold after Kenya Railways bulldozers demolished their residential houses under tight security. The families who have been rendered homeless said they were awoken by bulldozers, accompanied by police who lobbed tear gas canisters in their houses, apparently to evict them. The demolitions that were executed at night have left property worth of unknown value destroyed. A mosque is among the structures that were demolished. Most of the affected families are from the Nubian community who had moved to court to stop the eviction. They appealed to the national government to resettle them elsewhere.
Tiagas tulipigwa watoto, hata watoto wadogo, tuko na 3 months mtoto hapa karibu akufe jana. Watu wanatabika macho, kila kitu. Tiagas walikuwa wanatumia, wanaumiza watu. Na kuna kitu yenye tulifanya. Hili tu tulikuwa tunaomba watu wache tutoe vitu zetu pole, walikataa.
Solution, at least mtafute alternative. Mahali mnaweza weka hawa. Watu tangu 1901 wamekaa hapa mpaka today. Sasa wanaenda wapi? Habana reserve, habana mahali yoyote.
Sheria iko. Napatia mtu notice hata mwezi moja mbili. Lakini si kupomoa tu, kuja na tractor na kubomoa kila kitu. Tena wanakanyaka ile mbaya. Hata kutoa jua hawezi. Tractor inakanyaka mara 2-3 hakikisha kila kitu imeenda.
Why is this government doing this? Watu wote wataishi wapi? Tutakaa wapi? Watoto watakuwa wapi? Vitu za watu zimeharibika. This is not fair.
Devolution Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa has asked members of county assemblies to pass the BBI report in their respective assemblies to strengthen devolution. Wamalwa, who was speaking during the commission of the rehabilitation of Moi Masol Primary School in West Pokot, has welcomed President Uhuru Kenyatta's Kalon's promise to MCAs. However, Sigor Member of Parliament Peter Lochakapong has urged BBI proponents for forcing the document on Kenyans.
It was all pomp and colour at the Moi Masol Primary School in Sigor constituency in West Pokot County as students and teachers received desks and beds following the rehabilitation of their school, an exercise aimed at keeping children in arid and semi-arid areas in school during drought seasons. Speaking during the commissioning of the 27.5 million shilling project, Devolution Cabinet Secretary Eugene Wamalwa promised to construct a boys' dormitory.
Kando na dormitory ya wasichana, unataka pia tuwajengee na tukamilishe dormitory ya wavulana. Na ujue tuko na timu yetu hapa in full, PS ako hapa.
Wamalwa using the opportunity to drum up support for the Building Bridges Initiative BBI report, asking members of county assemblies to pass the constitutional amendment bill in the assemblies to strengthen devolution. Wamalwa has also supported President Uhuru Kenyatta's call on promise to the MCAs.
Kuna shida gani huyu MCA wenu pia apewe milioni 2 apate gari ili awahudumie zaidi? Kuna shida hapo kweli? Wewe ni mheshimiwa, bila hiyo tax ni mheshimiwa. So tunataka pia huyu mheshimiwa wenu ili apeane huduma bora zaidi. Tukiongeza pesa kuja kwa ward, you must be accessible to every corner of this world and to your people. Hiyo ndio maana.
Sigor Member of Parliament Peter Lochakapong has however challenged the BBI proponents against forcing the document on the people, saying that Kenyans must be allowed to read the report and make an informed decision.
Now elsewhere, a section of leaders from Kiama from Nyeri and Kirinyaga counties have called on MPs from central Kenya opposing the Building Bridges initiative to take a U-turn and support the document. The elders say the BBI will benefit farmers from the region. The leaders said that those allied to Tanga political outfit are opposing the document that is aimed at reviving the crippled agricultural sector, which is the economic backbone of the region.
Sisi kitu ile tunauliza ni ya kwamba kazi ile mbunge anafanya si ya kushindana na rais. Kazi ya mbunge ni kwenda kwa bunge na kupitisha sheria hizo kama za kahawa, za maziwa, za chai, ili wakulima wafaidike.
Hizi BBI tunaijua inaleta maendeleo hapa, na vile mimi nimesoma pahali pangu pale nimesoma, na naonelea hii BBI tuipitishe, italete mambo ya kahawa, italete mambo ya majani, italete mambo ya maziwa, na mimi naonelea ni vizuri sana watu wetu wale tunasema atliri tuwe pamoja ili tuungane pamoja.
BBI tutapitisha sababu mwananchi wa hapa ya Central ama Mlima Kenya ndiye anafaidika na hii BBI. Kiangalia majani chai, ukulima kahawa, wakulima wa ng'ombe, maziwa itapanda, na pia kulingana na vile tunaangalia BBI tunaona pesa zitarudi kwa mwananchi.
Sisi tunajua vile rais anataka, na vile sasa wanasema mambo ya BBI sisi hatuungi mkono, na shida ni akina nani anaongea juu yake, sababu sisi tunaunga mkono. Na kusema ukweli, bwana Kang'ata hata kama aliandika hiyo barua ni kusukumiliwa na wale watu wanataka sijui aingia mrengo yao, sababu kama ilikuwa ni yeye naona angeenda kwa president direct.
Now over to still in Nyeri. Nyeri County collected 630 million shillings in the last financial year against a target of 1 billion shillings. The missed target was attributed to effects of COVID-19. Nyeri County CEC in charge of finance, Robert Thuo, said the reduction in revenue collection resulted in a loss of 360 million shillings due to closure of small-scale businesses in the county. Thuo also said that despite the delay in the release of funds from the National Treasury, Nyeri County has no salary arrears and all county workers will receive their January salary by the end of next week.
In terms of revenue, for example, by the closure of the year, that is last financial year, we had only collected about 630 million against a target of 1 billion. So the difference explains that we are not able to collect about 360 million. Nyeri County has not failed to pay its workers. And actually, as we speak now, we are processing the January salaries, which were slightly late because we got our disbursement last week. So by the end of the week, God willing, everybody should have his or her money. So that includes the nurses, the drivers, the technical people, and everybody, because we process it as one payroll. Being one payroll means county government being one entity, we are able to pay including the county assembly, which is also another entity, because it's part of the government. Even pending bills are already factored in this budget, but now they are paid differently because they'll be the first priority. Because we don't want the Nyeri people to be poor. The people who have done works, it is our wish that we pay them, because that money again circulates and empowers our people, because the ripple effect of the payments that we have is quite broad.
And over to Baringo, where leaders within the county have raised concern over the rising number of school fires. They have urged the Ministry of Education, parents, legislators, and Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority to join hands in legislation, regulation, and parenting to end the wave. At least eight schools in Baringo Central have so far experienced the fire hazards since schools resumed in-class learning. Parents have, however, been blamed for poor parenting. So far, schools that have been razed down are Carbonite High, Kituro, Lake Baringo, Mochongoi, Bawezera Day, Trimbora, and the latest being Timoyoyo Primary School.
Wako na pia jukumu la kuuliza mbona mtu anaweka mafuta kwenye jerikani, kwenye mtungi, especially wakati huu wanaona kuna mambo ambayo yanaendelea kama hayo. Ni vyema kwamba watoto, mtu yeyote akienda kwenye petrol station kwa sasa na mtungi wa kuchota mafuta, na especially usiku, mtu anakuja usiku wa manane na anapewa mafuta petroli, yule anamuzia anadhani anapeleka wapi?
Kwa sababu tunaona hii changamoto nafikiri kutokea kwa sababu mashule ilifungwa mwaka mzima, karibu mwaka mzima, na watoto walichingisa kwa mambo mengi sana, na hata wengine walikuwa wanaendesha bodaboda. Sasa saa hii wakirudishwa shule wanaanza kulete fujo kwa mashule, kwa sababu walikuwa wamezoea pesa na maisha ya kuwa free, na saa hii wanafunzi wanatakiwa wakuwe serious na wasome ili wapite mtihani sawa.
And over to Kisii, the Young Women Association in Kisii County has condemned what it says is discrimination against women leaders in the area. Addressing the press in Kisii town Friday, the young leaders condemned an incident where nominated Senator Millicent Omanga was roughed up during the burial ceremony of County Deputy Governor Joash Maangi's father at Tendere grounds in Bomachoge Chache constituency. The young women now want all women leaders to unite and fight against any form of gender-related discrimination and threats.
In reference to what happened the other day when we were having the burial in Kisii, which is now commonly known as the Arati and Osoro fight, we had the governor, the sitting governor in Kisii, referring to a senator, toa huyo mwanamke hapa. The fact that he found the need to call her a woman, yet we can all see she's a woman, tells us the perception that goes around about women. If our own women who are in leadership cannot be respected, what is expected of us, Mama Mboga hapa nje?
We are calling upon all women across board, regardless of your political affiliations, to come together and really champion for women leadership. We refuse female sexualization, like especially what happened in Bomachoge, Kisii County. What happened to Millicent Omanga can happen to any other woman, irregardless you're Mama Mboga or you're in leadership. From that small bit of mishandling, mismanagement, we really condemn that.
Now, following an order by President Uhuru Kenyatta that all young mothers who dropped out of school to go back, a school based in Mount Kenya has picked up the directive and offers the teenage mother willing to resume classes a second chance. And just as the name suggests, Serene Haven Secondary provides exactly that, a safe haven for the once rejected girls to concentrate on their studies. Here is that story. For 19-year-old mother Josephine Wanjiru, who has been out of school ever since getting pregnant 2 years ago, a new school may enable her to achieve her dream of becoming a nurse. something she'd all but given up on. Josephine and her 17-month-old child are among 17 teenage mothers and pregnant girls at Serene Haven Secondary, a school nestled into a hill below cloud-ringed Mount Kenya. Usually, these girls would have been forced out of school, but now are getting a second chance.
That's my aunt, the one who paid the school fees, called me. It was on December, and she asked me, Josephine, what do you think about your life? And if you can get another chance, can you go back to school? I said, yes, I can go back to school.
In a normal year, stigma, logistics and money compel around 13,000 pregnant girls to drop out of school, according to government data. That is likely to spike this year. Lockdowns to curb the spread of COVID-19 shuttered schools and fueled an increase in adolescent pregnancies and sexual abuse. President Uhuru Kenyatta ordered an investigation into the issue in July 2020, but complete data is not yet available because national statistics on births lag by several months. Elizabeth Wanjiru Muriuki, an animated former social worker, founded the judgment-free boarding school that includes daycare and counseling services. Serene Haven opened in January 2021 when schools reopened following the 9-month-long lockdown.
We only have 3 babies who are over 1 year old. The rest of the babies and the pregnant girls, it all happened during the COVID time. So out of the 17, you see 14 girls got pregnant during COVID period.
Murioki herself, a former teen mom who finished school and built a career, is an inspiration to the students.
You know, there are some who come and they are